Hello guys, welcome to Tech Design. I hope you are enjoying all my videos and learning a lot of things and knowledge with my videos. Please let me know what kind of videos you are looking for in the comment section so that I will try to make it. I have been receiving a lot of emails and comments regarding some of the videos to make, but since I don't have a proper resource, I'm unable to make videos on that. But definitely once I get some input or any resource on that particular comment or particular video, definitely I will try to make it. So have a patience and check all my videos so that it helps me a lot. Please keep watching and share my videos as well as subscribe to my channel. So in this video, it's been a long gap that I haven't taken any sketcher environment. As you can see here, this is a sketch I'm just going to make it today. If any dimension is missing, that I'm just going to assume it. So let us start doing this. So this is our 3D workbench. So let's get into the 2D workbench by selecting any of the plane. So now we are into a 2D workbench. As you can see here, all the sketcher commands are active. So when you see the this sketch, as you can see, there are some circles over here. The 28, there is a upper and lower limit, so I'm just taking it as a base, that is 28.5. either you can take 28.5 or 28. So let us consider this as a 28. There is a 28 diameter circle here, and one more is with a 50 mm diameter. So let us start doing this. We have two circles with 28, and here is the 28 diameter, and one more we have is 50. So let us give 50. And as I said, you should be very handy in all the constraints that you are working with, because constraints are very important. When you press C, you will come up with this geometric constraints. So you need to constrain these two. So we have two circles over here. Now we have a circle here. So I always prefer you to complete whatever the circles that are having inside the sketch, so it will be easy for you to complete the sketch. So now as you can see here, there is a one more circle with a radius of 10, and over here as well. So let us make this. And there is some line here with an angle of 45 degree. So let us create a circle first with a radius of 10. So I'll just go to here and I'll make a 20 diameter circle on this side as well as on this side. Now if you can see here, there is a line here with a 45 degree, and let me make a line here and here as well as a 30 degree line. So I'll go to line and make a line over here and as well as here, and this line should be having some angle. So this is 45 degree and this is 30 degree. Okay, so now as you can see here, there is a 30 degree angle line along with which there is a 12 mm gap, and then there will be one more line. So what I will do is I will just offset this line with 12 mm. So we have an offset here. So I'm just going to offset this single curve. So let me select a single curve here, and this is my single curve, and this should be 12 mm, and it should be in the opposite direction, and click OK. So before completing this, I'll just make this as a construction line. So you can right click and hit convert to construction. So these are the construction lines. Now as you can see here, there is a 5 mm distance between the center to this line. So what I will do is I'll just give a distance of 5 mm linear distance from this point to Okay, I think let me select again. This is my and this point, and it should be 5 mm. Okay guys, as you can see here, this dimension is should be taken along this direction. As you can see, now it is coming. Why it's coming now, I will just tell you. So when you are going to select a linear dimension, so there are the first point and the second object. This is a first object and the second object. So when you are selecting a first object as a point, second object will always be a point. You cannot select it as a line or any arc. So always when you are taking in dimension along in some other measurement method, so here are the different methods. So if you are taking it in some other angle, so always select a line first and then point, so that it will come along this direction. So as you can see here, now we have a 5 mm offset from this. So let us close this, and as you can see here, we have a distance of 58 from this point to this point. So let us give that from center point. So from this point to this point, it is 58. Okay, so close this. Now this circle is almost everywhere it is constrained. So let me trim the extra portions. So this is my extra portion, and this is also my extra portion, and also okay, we cannot trim this because it is an offsetted curve, so let us keep it as it is. Now we have one more circle here. As you can see here, this is having an 45 degree. With the 45 degree itself, there is an 5 mm offset. So what I will do is I'll just make a distance of 5 mm with this angle. Okay, so let us make it as a normal line instead of construction line. And we also have a distance of 54 here from this point. So let us give a 54 mm from this point to this point. It is 54. Click OK. Now let me trim this. Okay, and close this. Okay, now I think these two holes are completely constrained, so they are not moving anywhere. Okay, now what I will do is I will just trim these extra portions. So let me trim this, the T command. Okay, and here as well. I think we cannot delete this. Okay, so now these are trimmed, and also we have work arc here which is to be deleted. So I just trimmed this itself. As you can see here, these two lines are these two circles are done now. I think I have you can see here there are two constraints that are required. So I think this is the one which is not constrained. As you can see here, it is movable. So only this is the one constraint. I think everywhere other things are constrained. So now we have here, let me make this circle. As you can see here, 38 radius. So let us make an arc with the center point, and we have a radius of 38 start point, and this is, let us make this as an end point. Okay, now we have a 12 mm here and here as well. So let us go to fillet, press F for the fillet, and we have a 12 mm here. In the same way I have to do it on the other side as well. This is also 12 mm. Okay, now as you can see, this side this sketch is done. Now we have a 90 radius of arc here, which is passing, which is tangent to this line, and I think this one. In the same way on the other side as well. So let us make a two arc with a 90 radius. Okay, and it starts here and it ends here. This is our arc, so this arc should be always tangent to this and this. So let us make a tangency between this and this, and also this and this. Okay, now this is not extended until this, so let us extend with the E command. So here is the extension and here is the extension. So that's it, guys. Now in the same way I have to do it on the other side as well. So let us make it as a 90 mm and draw this. Let us constrain it using a tangency. So here is a tangency. This should be tangent. Let me drag it outside and now constrain it, and this should be tangent. So as you can see here, this is not extended. Okay, now this is extended a little bit more, so let us trim this. Okay, now I think there are a lot of dimensions. Let me hide these dimensions. So I'll just select these dimensions and hide them, so it will avoid confusion. Okay, so this side it is done. Now we are left with this side. So let me start with this side. As you can see here, there is an arc here, radius of 12 mm. So what I will do is before doing this one, I'll just make the bigger one, so which is of 22 diameter. So let us make 22 diameter. So this is 22 diameter on both sides. So I'll just constrain this, go to constraints and make these two in line, and also this should be on this line. Now we have an line here which is tangent. Okay, so now let us go to sketch here. As you can see here, from here to this point it is 108 mm. So let us give a dimension from this point to this point, it is 108. Okay, and as you can see here, this point to this point it is 28 mm, and let me give that 28 mm. This is 28. Okay, I think we are missing with one more line here. Let me give that line again from this point to this point. Okay, now this radius is 12 mm. So with a 24 mm diameter, I'm just going to make one circle here, 24 mm diameter. Okay, this is not an diameter, this is actually 44 mm, and this is also 44 mm. And let us trim these extra portions which are not required for us. Okay, and this is the 24 mm, and here I have an line here, tangent line, and then we have a short which is a 19 mm of diameter. So let us make that 19 mm here. This is 19 mm of diameter, not an radius. So okay, now we have two lines from this point as well as from this point. Okay, and also we have the same lines from this point as well. Oops. Okay, now we have let us make it as the extended portion can be trimmed. So I'll go to trim command T. So whatever the extra portions are there, I'll just delete them. And let me make it as a collinear. So I'll just go to make it as a horizontal. So they are at single point. Let me delete this line as well. Okay. Now we can see here there is a distance of 14 mm from this point. So let us make it as a 14 mm. From this point to this point it is 14 mm. Okay. And let us delete this extra lines. So this is one extra and this is the other extra lines. Okay. Now as you can see here there is a radius of 3 mm. So let us go to fillet, press F for fillet, and this is 3 mm. I think this is of 24 and this is of 19 mm. So here it is 19 and here it is it is 12 mm. So if you can see here 19 in the sense it is half of this will be 9.5. So 9.5 here it is 12. So if we give 3 mm as a radius it will not take. So since this is the wrong, so let us give a little bit lesser than this. Control Z. Okay, now let us give fillet of only 2 mm I think. And the same way I'm just going to do it on the other side as well. Okay. Now this is done. And as you can see here there is an arc with a 32 mm radius, so on the both sides. So let us make that arc. Go to arcs, and from which point it is, from this point. So from this point it is 32 mm radius, arc this side as well as on this side. Okay. Now there is a line which is tangent to this arc. So let us make an line which is tangent. Here is a tangent line. In the same way I'll just draw a tangent line here. You can draw a line and then you can just give the constraints. Here is the tangency between this to this and this to this. The same way I have to do it on the for this as well. Okay, now let me delete the extra portions. So before deleting this extra portion I will just make it touch with this. So extend and trim it. This is also trim, and here also, here we have to trim these two. Okay. Now as you can see here there is a 76 diameter of arc. So what I will do is I will just go here and I'll draw a blind 76 diameter arc here. In the same way I can do on the other side as well. 76 mm. Okay, now we have to give some tangency. Press C, and the tangency between these two and this. In the same way this as well as this. Okay, now let's delete the extra portions. Okay, now let me go to dimensions and select all and hide everything. So this is the one sketch which is done. Now if you can see I think this slot is left, so let us create this slot. I'll go to this rectangle and let us make a rectangle here Let us give a dimension. As you can see here, dimension is 6.3 multiplied by 3.15. So it is 6.3. This is 6.3, and this side it is 3.15. 3.15. Okay, now this point has to come on this line, so let us go to constraint, and this point on a curve arc, so this point should lie on this, also this point should lie on this. So if you delete these extra portions. Okay, I think this is done. Now as you can see here, there are 6 constraints that are existing. So if you check here this point, we are not clear how that is actually. So we have an point here which is not aligned with any of the arc. So let us assume it and let us extend this portion so that it can touch the arc here. Now as you can see here, 6 constraints are left. So I'll just show you how we can identify the sketches and which are not constrained, and then we can how to constrain them. So try to select the lines and drag it. As you can see here, when I drag it is moving, so I'll just do Ctrl Z, and as you can see here, these are not horizontal and vertical. So let me make it horizontal and vertical. Right click, and this is horizontal, and this is vertical, as well as this is vertical. So okay, now instead of 6 it is showing 5 now. Okay, now as you can see here, even though this is also moving, so in order to constrain that, let me make a symmetric this. So go to symmetric and select this line and this line, and this is my center line. So now it is 4. This is moving over here, as you can see here. So even though we have given this 54 mm and 5 mm as well as this 45 degree, it is not enough for this to constrain. So let us give linear dimensions blindly. So this is actually missing from the diagram. So as you can see here, once this is given, so now it is fully constraints. So now we have 3 constraints that are left. So let me check what are the 3 constraints we have. And one more constraint is this one. So this is, since it is open, we have to give some dimension for this. So we'll just give this dimension. Okay, now we are left with the 2 constraints. Okay, as you can see here, this is moving. So let us make it as a horizontal. Now we are left with only one constraint, which is need to be given. So now as you can see here, this is also moving, so which is not constrained. So let us constrain it using this. This point should be along this line. Okay, now let us hide all the dimensions. Okay, now this sketch is fully constrained. So I hope you understand how to fully constrain the sketches. Please subscribe to my channel and hit a like button, as well as share my videos. Thank you guys.